It kicks off with a scream, then a chilling phone call. Not from the victim. Nope, it's from the killer. December 30th, 1980. It's freezing in St. Paul, Minnesota. A 20-year-old college student named Karen Paddock is found near a university parking lot, brutally beaten, barely alive. Her skull fractured. She's naked from the waist down, her clothes scattered in the snow. Police arrive, confused and shaken. No witnesses, no signs of robbery, just senseless violence. But then, at 3 a.m., the phone rings at the police station, cutting through the silence like a knife. A man's voice comes through, trembling and high-pitched, almost childlike. He gasps out, "God help me. I just attacked someone. I can't stop myself. I keep hurting people." You can feel the panic in his words, right? And then he just breaks down, sobbing loudly, desperate for help, before hanging up abruptly. It's chilling. That's how the world first learned about the Weepy-voiced killer. Over the next couple of years, this mysterious guy would call the police after each horrific attack, always sobbing and sounding genuinely remorseful, but never in time to save his victims. It's like he was caught in this twisted dance between guilt and madness, right? His voice was unforgettable, high-pitched, shaky, almost whiny, and operators would recognize him instantly. Just imagine the tension in those calls. It is so eerie to think about how he desperately wanted to confess, but couldn't he rein in those dark urges? Then, 9 months later, the second call came in 1981. It sent chills down the spines of everyone who heard it. Police received a message that would haunt them forever. There's a girl. She's dead. God, I'm sorry for what I did to her. I killed her. The call led to the discovery of 61-year-old Kimberly Compton, found stabbed multiple times with an ice pick. The attack was brutal, but it was the voice on the tape that haunted investigators. Detectives were left scratching their heads, wondering if this guy was just a tortured soul haunted by his own crimes, or if he was a total sadist getting a kick out of his own twisted show. Each call was emotional, sometimes incoherent, but filled with a strange, self-pitying guilt. I can't stop myself. I'm going to kill again. I'm sorry. They tried tracing the calls, but this was the early 80s. Technology was limited. Every time, he hung up before they could pinpoint a location. Then, in August 1982, a third body was found, Kathleen Greening, a nurse. But this time, there was no phone call, no weepy voice, just silence. It was like he'd gone quiet, or maybe found another way to hide his urges. Weeks later, another woman, Barbara Simons, 40 years old, was found near the Mississippi River, multiple stab wounds. Witnesses recalled seeing her leaving a bar with a tall man with dark hair and a soft voice. Hours after her death, police got a call. "Please don't talk. Just listen. I'm sorry I killed that girl. I stabbed her 40 times. Kimberly Compton was the first one. I don't know what's the matter with me." Then the sobbing. That same shaky voice, right? It was so unsettling, filled with this strange remorse that felt almost inhuman. It's like you could hear the weight of his guilt in every quiver. That night, the weepy-voiced killer made a critical mistake. A sharp-eyed waitress at the bar spotted the man Barbara had left with, Paul Michael Stephanie. Can you imagine how that must have felt for her, recognizing someone linked to such horror? Stephanie was a 38-year-old janitor from St. Paul. He had a history of erratic behavior and mental instability. Friends described him as soft-spoken, polite, the last person you'd suspect. But police learned he'd once lived near the first attack site. And his voice, when compared to the tapes, was unmistakable. Still, they needed proof. They didn't have to wait long. A few weeks later, a woman named Denise Williams was attacked with a screwdriver in her car, but she managed to fight back. She stabbed her attacker with a glass bottle and escaped. When police took her statement, she described her assailant, a middle-aged white man with soft eyes and a trembling voice. That same night, a man called 911, sobbing, bleeding, begging for help. "Please send an ambulance. I'm bleeding so bad. I'm all cut up." When officers arrived at the location, they found Stephanie covered in his own blood. That voice, oh man, it was that same weepy, trembling tone that sent chills racing down everyone's spine during every single call. You could almost feel the fear and guilt dripping from his words, right? At the trial, Stephanie was adamant he was set up, but honestly, the jury wasn't buying it. They were glued to those haunting recordings, hearing the shaky tone, the emotional breakdowns, and that guilt that sounded like it was pulled straight from a script. In the end, he got hit with a hefty 40-year sentence behind bars, which honestly felt like justice. Years later, as he lay there battling skin cancer, Stephanie finally decided to come clean about all those murders. He openly admitted he was the weepy-voiced killer, and his last words to reporters: "They sent chills down everyone's spine," he said. "All I wanted was for someone to stop me." Can you believe that? It's like he was begging for help, wanting someone to save him from himself, even after all the pain he caused. But here's the real kicker. Did he genuinely want to be stopped, or was he just craving someone to truly listen? Each time he picked up that phone, it wasn't about seeking forgiveness or begging for his victims' lives. It ran way deeper than that, you know? He was reaching out, hoping for a connection, for someone to hear his pain and maybe even understand the chaos swirling inside him. It's chilling to think about a killer who sobbed over his own horrific actions, yet couldn't find the strength to stop the pain he caused others. Can you imagine feeling that much regret, but still being unable to change your path? It's like being trapped in a nightmare of your own making, right? Take a moment to think about it. What if he was just a lost soul crying out for help in the most twisted way possible? It's a wild contradiction. It's a stark reminder that even in our lowest points, we can still make choices that affect so many lives. That burden must have been incredibly heavy to carry, like a weight that just wouldn't lift. What a tragic reality. Imagine being caught in this awful cycle of guilt and violence, feeling so alone in your darkness while desperately wanting to reach out for help. It's like he was screaming for connection, but only found himself spiraling further into that abyss. It's chilling, right? Can you imagine that kind of desperation? It's like he was crying out for help, hoping someone would reach back, but instead, he just spiraled deeper into darkness. It's haunting, right? What's truly terrifying is how human he seemed in his despair, yet those actions. Totally monstrous. It's like he was battling his own demons while creating new ones for others.